Greetings comrades, my name is Gigantools, and I'm going to try and keep this video quite short because there's other stuff I need to do. Not really much has happened this week. The main two things going on right now is, one, remember how last week I mentioned my friend was arguing with a Jehovah's Witness? He's still going on with that, so they've been going for almost a month now. But I do feel a sense of pride in him because of everything I've taught him is being utilized against this Jehovah's Witness. He made a brilliant argument. My friend made a brilliant argument showing how Saint Jerome, his opinion of the Deuterocanonicals changed over his life, how he went from rejecting them to gradually accepting and even defending them. I want to make a video about that because it's quite an interesting topic. I know some people may bring up the fact, some anti-Catholics or people who disagree how many books there are in the Bible and reject the Deuterocanonicals. They'll try and make the argument that Saint Jerome rejected them. So I'll try and make a video in future about how he did come to accept them. My friend the Eastern My friend the Eastern Lightning Cult. I mean the page, obviously, not the actual organization. He's also joined in to some degree, in which he's basically providing a more objective viewpoint of what a cult is, also showing a non-Catholic perspective of some of the statements of my friend who's arguing with the Jehovah's Witness, in order to show that you don't have to be Catholic to believe all this. It's evidence nonetheless. It just depends on how you interpret it. Whereas the Jehovah's Witness likes to ignore something like 99% of all the arguments my friend makes. So there's a bit of a difference between looking at the same evidence and interpreting it differently, and then looking at evidence and ignoring it because you can't really interpret or discuss it without undermining yourself. Which is, the lighting in this room is terrible. Which is pretty much the point of many cults like the Jehovah's Witnesses. They'll completely deny evidence because they can't interpret it without undermining themselves. The second thing I'm going to talk about briefly is the state of my coursework. I mentioned before that I think over a period of like 19 days I have 5 pieces of coursework due. The deadline for the first piece of coursework is tomorrow, but I've already finished and handed that in. I'm working on the second piece of coursework, which is due 6 days from now. After that, it's in 13 days are 2 pieces of coursework, including one of them is a piece of coursework based around my trip to Mount Etna, and a lava flow happened there. I've got to discuss what happened and stuff like that. And the second piece of coursework due that day is the 4,000 word literature review for my dissertation. I'm going to work on the literature review first because that's going to require a lot more effort. Hopefully I don't need an extension, but I do, unfortunately, because of the stress. Something I experienced previously during high periods of stress is that I become physically unwell because stress hormones actually weaken your body, which makes it more likely for you to get sick. But I really hope I don't need to get an extension and that I've properly organized myself over this. Otherwise, and then 20 days from now or so, I have the final piece of coursework due, which is going to be fun. But let's not focus on that. I'm just going to focus on finishing my second piece of coursework today, maybe taking a few hours break, and then moving on to my other 2 pieces of coursework due in 13 days time. Otherwise, but yeah, it's just going to be a busy week for me, be a busy few weeks for me. So please pray that I'm able to remain strong, as well as everyone else in my course who also has the same deadlines, and everyone else in university who has their deadlines anytime around this point in time. Otherwise, that's it pretty much for this video. So still arguing with Jehovah's Witness. Brilliant arguments being put forward. Intend to make a video about that soon, and a lot of coursework due, so I'm just going to get straight to it and ask for your prayers to help me focus and everyone else to focus and get it done as good a quality as we can and graduate at the end of this year. Otherwise, have a good weekend, all of you. God bless you all. See you in the next video, comrades. Until then.